When I was 10 years old, I wrote a letter to my future self and I buried it in my backyard. 17 years later, I remembered I was supposed to remember to dig it up 2 years earlier. I looked forward to getting a nostalgic glimpse of my childhood. Perhaps I would marvel at my own innocence to see the first glimmers of my current aspirations. As it turns out, it just made me feel really weird about myself. Allie Brosh had a weird childhood. This is an understatement. She and her childhood were extremely weird. She begins her book with an account of when she, as a 10-year-old, wrote a letter to her future self and didn't get the answer she expected. Warning signs from the memoir Hyperbole and a Half by Allie Brosh. The letter was scrawled in green crayon on the back of a utility bill. My 10-year-old self had obviously not spent much time planning out the presentation of it. Most likely, I had simply been walking through the kitchen when suddenly I realized that it was entirely possible to write a letter to my future self. Wow. The overwhelming excitement of this realization probably caused me to panic and short circuit, making me unable to locate proper writing implements. I did manage, however, to fight through the haze of chaos and impulse to find a green crayon. Judging by the thick and purposeful lines in each letter, I was applying a truly impressive amount of pressure to the crayon. The letter begins thusly. Dear 25-year-old, note, not dear 25-year-old me or dear 25-year-old self. Do you still like dogs? What's your favorite dog? Oh, do you have a job in training dogs? Is Murphy still alive? What's your favorite food? Oh, and are mom and dad still alive? I feel it's important to note the order of those questions. Obviously, dog-related subjects have been my chief concern, followed closely by the need to know my future favorite food. Only then did I pause to wonder whether my parents had survived. The letter continues with a section titled About Me. My name is Allie, and I'm 10 years old. I have blonde hair and blue eyes. My favorite dog is a German Shepherd. My second favorite dog is a Husky, and my third favorite dog is a Doberman Pinscher. This is troubling for a number of reasons. The first of which is that I apparently thought my future self wouldn't be aware of my name or eye color. Second, it is obvious that my favorite dog breeds, were every bit as important to my identity as other things. I must have imagined my future self standing in the yard above the upturned earth, clutching my letter and screaming, "But what dogs did I like? How am I supposed to understand my identity without knowing what dogs I liked when I was 10? Below this, I wrote the 3 most disturbing words in the entire letter. 3 words that revealed more about my tenuous grasp on reality than anything else I have uncovered about my childhood. There, at the bottom of the letter, I had taken my crayon stub and used it to craft the following sentence. Please write back. Please write back. I imagine myself patiently standing in the yard day after day thinking, any time now. It's gonna happen soon, I just know it. Time travel is a complex subject that I don't expect a 10-year-old to fully understand, nor do I think I myself am a time traveler, but in case I am, I decided to write back. Dear 10-year-old, wow, you really like dogs. In fact, you like dogs so much that I'm not sure it's emotionally healthy. Fine, you want to train your dog to run through an obstacle course. Fine, that's pretty normal. What isn't normal, though, is making your mother time you as you crawl through the course on all 4s. I then decided to write letters to several iterations of my past self because I felt there were more important things that I could warn myself about. Dear 2-year-old, face cream is not edible. No matter how much you want it to be frosting, no matter how many times you try, it's always going to be face cream, and it's never going to be frosting. For the love of Pete, please stop. I need those organs you're ruining. Dear 5-year-old, what is wrong with you? Normal children don't have dead, imaginary friends. Normal children don't pick open every single one of their scabs and stand bleeding in the darkened door to their bedroom. Furthermore, normal children don't respond by saying, I wanted to see what all my blood looked like. Normal children don't watch their parents sleep from the corner of the room. Mom was really scarred by The Exorcist when she was younger, and she doesn't know how to cope with their increasingly creepy behavior. Please stop. Please stop. Please, please stop. Dear 7-year-old, look at all the other children around you. Do you see how they are wearing their clothes? That is because that they realize that it is no longer appropriate to take their clothes off in public. But you haven't realized this, have you? There are no loopholes to this. You can't take your clothes off and hide in the corner hoping no one will notice. Dear other future selves, thank you for not being weird enough that I felt I had to address you personally in a letter from the future. I commend you.